Howdy, and welcome back to Celebrating Vintage Model Kits. Today is another kit of Wood Week, and we're going to be looking at the Ranco models, Sikorsky AAF, which is Army Air Force, R-4 helicopter. Ranco is another name for the maker that we saw earlier in Wood Week, Randall's. So Ranco is another name that they went under. This is their Super Deluxe solid model, and they're saying that the parent company is Model Builder Supply Company. It's still out of Hutchinson, Kansas. And on the box here, we've got a nice rendition of the R-4 helicopter in pontoons, or with pontoons, as opposed to the wheels. So the R-4 was a helicopter developed by Sikorsky as a development from their VS-300. It was one of the first practical helicopters that was made as the first single tail rotor helicopter that was really, realistically successful. The Army was interested in helicopters and rotary wing aircraft, so they issued some contracts. The R1 was an unsuccessful competitor helicopter. R2 and 3 were autogyros, and then R4 was assigned to this Sikorsky helicopter. So the first flight of this was in January 14th, 1942. It was introduced into service on 5 January of 43. Not only was it purchased by the Army Air Forces, but it was also purchased by the Navy under the HNS-1 designation. And then a few were also purchased by the British, and they gave it the designation of hoverfly. A total of 131 were built. They began active service in the Burma Theater in 1944, conducting some of the first ever rescue missions. They ended up in the Philippines in 45, and also were doing some initial medevac down there. So out of the 131 that were built, surprisingly, 10 of them still survive today in museums, either in display or in the process of being restored. A couple of them are being put back together again. So quite a high number of survivors for such a small produced helicopter. So this kit here scales out to about 1/48 scale, and we'll take a look at it. And so on the side here, got some more information about Ranco and using their cements. A little plug for that. On this side, got some more information about Ranco again, different types of kits that they produce. And on the opposite sides, we've got the same image of the R4 and the Ranco logo. On the end, Ranco logo again, Super Deluxe model from the maker. And same thing on the other end. This is a simple folded box with end openings. Somewhat typical of a lot of these early wood kits. Let's see what we got inside. That's everything out of the box, yep. So the first thing we're going to look at is going to be the plans. So we've got information again of what it is. Igor Sikorsky's helicopter, the R-4, Ranco. Bottom corner over here, another logo for Ranco. And a 3-view line drawing of the helicopter. There are no assembly tips, nothing. Just this is what it should look like. Nothing on the back. We'll set those aside. And let's see what our parts look like. So we'll start the fuselage. This is a hardwood kit. So unlike most of the other ones that we've been looking at that are all balsa, this is actually a hardwood kit. So it's nice that it's trimmed in 2 dimensions. So you get the side profile cut, and you do have the profile from the top. This is kind of an easier kit to do in wood because it is a very box-like structure, and not a whole lot of shaping is needed to get the fuselage to look like the actual aircraft. Looks like you'd have to do a little bit of sanding on the nose here. The shape of the fuselage is almost pretty complete to what it would need to be. Then we've got a couple of pontoons, hardwood again. I'm looking at some photographs of the R-4 on pontoons. I don't think these pontoons are really shaped as accurately as they could be, but nice little pieces there. Then you do have, these rubber bands were added by my father when he was storing the kit. Here are the rotor blades. And these again are hardwood, and they're cut to the basic shape, but there's no airfoil to them, so you'd have to do some sanding on these. You get a large wooden dowel. I think this is for the stand to set it up on. Here is the stand. So this would fit inside there. So you could display it that way. And then they give you a number of pieces of hardwood stick and hardwood rod to be able to make up all the different struts and different parts that we saw on the plans. And finally, in this little bag, a couple of additional parts. These look like the tail rotors. Different kind of, I think, yeah, this is wood. Different kind of wood, but hardwood. This looks like this would be where the rotor would be sitting up on top. Shape that. And this looks like maybe part of the tail as well. Could be used for that. This may be the rotor. Yeah, I think this is the rotor hub, or what you should use to start the rotor hub with. It's got holes already pre-drilled for the blades. And then in this little envelope here, that's it. You've got a little printed cockpit to glue onto the sides of your finished kit. Left side, right side, and then front and top. Give you the impression of a pilot inside there. These are not decals. This is literally just cut it out on a piece of paper, glue it. And the same thing with the U.S. stars and bars, just printed straight on paper, which you just cut this out and just glue it onto the aircraft. So that's about it. Again, not a whole lot to these wood kits, but this is a little bit nicer in that it is all hardwood, which would make a more substantial model. A little bit harder to carve and sand, but a more substantial model when you're complete with it. And definitely an upgrade, I think, from the earlier Ranco quality of their kits. So that's about it. So if you've built one of these before, any of these Ranco lines, but especially if you built one of these helicopters from them, let us know in the comment section. If you've built any wood kits these solid woods, let's hear about it. Let's hear about your experiences with it. And also, if you've got any of these in your collection that you've completed, you want to take some pictures of it, send it in to us. We're compiling a lot of viewer build photographs. We don't have a lot of these woods. There doesn't seem to be a lot of them surviving out there. But if you do have any of these wood kits that are built and completed, please take some pictures of that and send it in to us. The email contact information is in the description of the channel. Celebrating Vintage Model Kits at gmail.com. So we really appreciate it if you would submit those for us. Well, that's about it for today. Thanks for watching the channel. Oh yeah, one last thing. There's really only one other wood kit of the R-4. It was put out by Douglas and also in 1/48 scale. In looking, I was able to find one image of the box, just it's your typical Douglas box. But I did find an image of the parts of the kit, and it looks really, really similar to this Ranco. So I don't know if there's any affiliation with them. The Douglas kit was listed as being a 1943 kit. I believe these Rancos were a little bit later. So the Ranco may be coming from not the molds, but the cutting patterns that came from Douglas. So I'll pop those at the end of the video here, so you can see what that kit looks like, and that's about it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We have just hit 500 subscribers, which is incredibly amazing to me. I appreciate every one of you guys subscribing and all the comments and everything. This has been a pretty surprising little journey here. So again, thanks for watching, and have yourself a great day.